There's a specific type of percentage problem called percent change, and we're going to do a couple examples in this video of percent change. There is one formula. You are going to need to memorize it. Again, I'm hoping it's going to be easy to memorize. But this is what happens when something increases in value or decreases in value, and you want to calculate, well, what percent did it increase or what percent did it decrease? There's a specific way to do it. You're always going to take the change, so the amount that the item either increased or decreased over the time period. The change always goes in the top, and then you're going to divide by whatever the original value was. The original always goes in the denominator. And then you just set it up against your n over 100% fraction, and then you solve a little proportion. So as long as you can remember the order that you put things on the left side, it should be a fairly easy problem to solve. So you'll notice I underlined where it says percent of decrease, percent of increase. That's specific wording that you'll see. That's how you'll know you're going to use this formula. A refurbished laptop originally cost $1,800. 1 year later, it was worth $1,458. So it went down in value. What's the percent of decrease in value? Okay, so the first thing we want to do is calculate, well, how much did it change value? So if we take 1,800 and we subtract 1,458, okay, 1,800 minus 1,458, we get 342. So that's the amount that it changed. And whether that is positive or negative doesn't matter. It's just the amount of change, positive and or negative. So we're going to take the change, 342, over the original, and it says in the problem it was originally $1,800. And we're going to put our variable there because we're trying to find out what the percent change is. So change over original equals n over 100, and then you can cross multiply and solve. So that'll be 1,800n equals 34,200, and then if you divide both sides by 1,800, you will get 19. So that means it was a 19% decrease. You don't have to mess with signs, right? Pluses and minuses. The decrease indicates it's negative, so 19% decrease. Change over the original equals n over 100. And you're going to work percent increase the same way. Mark bought his house in 2000 for $59,000. It was recently appraised at $95,000. What's the percent of increase in value? Now this one, it looks like it's not going to turn out nice, so it says round to the nearest hundredth. That's 2 decimal places. So let's see what the change was. What's the difference between 95,000 and 59,000? That's kind of a big difference. That's a $36,000 change. It went up in value $36,000. So we take the change divided by the original price. He originally paid $59,000. And we set that up against our fraction, our percent fraction. This one's going to have a whole lot of zeros in it. So you got to be careful with all these zeros. That's going to be 59,000 n equals, I have 36,000 and then 2 more zeros when I multiply by 100. And then I divide both sides. Let's see. I'm going to put it over here. I've got, oh, well, let's put this where y'all can see it. 3, 6, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros divided by 59,000. And you see how you get this kind of like yucky decimal number? 61.01699 da 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 da. Goes on and on forever, but it says round it to the nearest hundredth. So the hundredths place is the second decimal place. So you look at the number before it. You see how it's a 6? 5 or more raise the score. So that 1 is going to turn into a 2. So we're going to call this 61.02% increase. So sometimes you have to round, you just follow the instructions in the problem on how to round. So that was a 61% increase. That's a pretty substantial increase in the value of his home. So that's how you do percent change. Make sure you know the formula.